All right, TNA recap here in just a moment, but I guess the biggest news this week isn't Vince McMahon defecating on someone. It's The Rock defecating on Cody Rhodes' dreams. This is crazy that, a predetermined show has so much backlash, but have you read any of this backlash? The "We want Cody," the hashtag, and all the stupid shit. Like, people are riled up. And a lot of people are more riled up about this than what Vince McMahon did the prior week. All that information coming out.
Yeah, it's a cycle I think we've all gotten used to with regular news as well as wrestling news. Here's a new thing. Oh God, it's outrage! And they all freaked out about it because they need something new to get pissed about. It's like, you know what? They made a decision. I don't. Is it a great idea? I have no idea. Any idea could be made good. Do I have faith they will? Not so much.
I don't know what The Rock's filming schedule is. To where
they want their money. They want WrestleMania to make money, and they think that's how it's going to happen.
I don't know what The Rock's filming schedule is, so we don't know if he's got something coming up immediately after this or not. But I just don't know. I don't follow it close enough.
No.
I know they've been trying to get him to do this for a year or two.
Yeah. I think now that he's part of the TKO board, that probably factored into it too. You heard his daughter's in charge of NXT, didn't you know? Did you hear that?
Yes. Yeah.
Just nothing like nepotism.
I mean, that's this. I mean, it is the Nepotism Wrestling Federation, pretty much.
NWF.
So here's my thoughts on it. WWE, and it's to their detriment, in my opinion, run rematches way too much, whether it be Raw or pay-per-views. Even stuff that's not hot, they constantly run the rematches.
Right.
Or they just tweak it just a little bit. We've seen Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
We haven't seen Rock versus Roman Reigns.
No, and they've teased that for a little while.
I'd rather see The Rock. I'm not joking. I don't,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's bad to inject somebody who's not new, but new to this whole current age in there, especially since they're related. And he talked about being head of the table, blah blah blah. So there's something they could do with that. I'm not disinterested in it, but and the Cody thing, he's there. He's just got there pretty much. If they want to continue the thing with him and Roman Reigns later, that's fine. Do it. I don't think it needs to be WrestleMania.
Yeah, didn't he sign a 4 or 5 year contract?
Yeah.
So there's time.
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest Cody Rhodes fan. He's very formulaic. He's very WWE, so he made the right decision.
Oh yeah.
But as far as there being some kind of outrage, like he's earned it for so long or whatever it is, it's kind of strange.
Yeah, especially with all the shit being predetermined.
It's like they're
building something.
Yeah.
They're building something, and you may not like it in the end, but that doesn't mean they don't maybe have a good idea.
Well, can't he wrestle him in night 5 of WrestleMania or whatever it is? Don't they have a week of it?
A week-long shit.
I mean, again, just watering down of a product, right? I mean, there is still multiple nights, right? As far as I know, right?
Yeah, I think there is. It's not quite a week, but it's 4 days or so, I think.
Yeah. Right. And it's 24 hours. They don't stop.
Yeah.
It's fucking Burning Man.
They've signed enough people to be able to do that.
So anyway, I mean, so what's your thoughts on that? Just simply put, there's a plan in place anyway. Would you rather see The Rock?
At this point, yeah, since he isn't there as often, I wouldn't mind it. It's fine. I'm not saying it's going to turn out to be the best match ever, but it's at least as interesting as I think Cody and Roman could be.
Does that vaginal-esque wrinkle in the back of Rock's head turn you on as much as it does me?
Starting to get them hot dogs on the back of his neck.
But yeah, I mean, they could make a good story out of it. Better than my daddy had this belt. I want it too. I mean, because
Yeah,
that is the story, correct? Is there more
yeah, and
to it?
that he won it, and that they immediately they took it off him because Vince didn't like him or whatever. I mean, they saddled him with with the polka dots and sapphire and all that shit, and Dusty being Dusty made the shit work. You know,
Yeah, kind of. I mean, that was yeah. He was fun to
so
watch. Yeah.
yeah. Well, he was always a good promo. He was always funny. Um, but yeah, I mean, and it's not something that if this doesn't happen this time around, it's never going to happen. So I'm fine with it. And the Cody Seth, I'm like, okay, well, we'll see.
But Cody just feuded with Seth again. That goes back to going to the well because that's when Cody got the torn pec, and then wrestled him in
Right.
Hell in a Cell or whatever. So that just happened too. But again, to each their own. Their fans must love regurgitated shit a lot.
Well, they get a lot of it. They get a
They're
lot of
just
it.
taught it, right?
Yeah.
If you have a
Milk it,
problem
milk
with
it
someone,
till
you,
milk it till the people are sick, and then go to something else.
yeah, maybe. All right, TNA. I think they call this the longest 2 hours in wrestling.
That's a great tagline.
Yeah, that's a D'Amore special. You can use that, Scott. Anyway, they do the recap stuff, and then the biggest star of their show comes out, Nick Nemeth. And they should use this guy as much as possible. And I'm being honest, because he's
Yeah.
like the only guy on the show that like comes off as a star. Do you get what I mean? He has like this little bit of aura,
Yep.
and he should do a backstage interview. He should do whatever, But so
Yep.
he comes out, but again, he's definitely in the 2 decades he was in WWE, he's definitely kind of stuck WWE. He's not doing any cool shit. He's just
No.
he is going through a WWE match. He defeats Trey Miguel, which really, I mean, Miguel's a hell of a wrestler, but he was doing a little too much um showing off, like mimicking him, kind of.
Mm.
Would you agree with that? Maybe too much of the mocking of Nick Nemeth. That's be the only
Yeah.
thing I would change just a hair, flipping out the crowd, slapping your ass, I don't know. This was all right
Yeah.
for what it was, but
Yeah. I just get. I'm kind of tired of the constant tropes that I think if Namath is such a pro from another company's now here, but he shouldn't fall prey to stupid stuff like distractions all the time. Where the tag team partner's in there grabbing his leg or stupid shit. Like, don't get so close to the ropes, then. You know, don't get within arm's reach. Just say, I refuse to wrestle. She get that guy out of here. Period. I won't deal with that.
you don't like the
That's
refs
something that needs to
ejecting
happen.
and stuff like that, that
Yeah.
if there's a move that you need to bring back, it's not the 10 elbow drops.
Oh yeah.
It's not.
Yeah. That worked in WWE because that's what they've trained the audience to be that way. You should do something different in TNA. You shouldn't want to emulate them, you know, move for move.
And we'll get into just a crazy WWE like fluff piece later on this show. But so this match ended. Miguel was tuning up the band because I mean that definitely wasn't a Shawn Michaels thing that Ziggler took. So let's just let's call it back. He's tuning up the band, but then Ziggler hit his own super kick, got the pin. Last week was the night of run-ins.
Yep.
This week, at least they're waiting, right? A little bit longer.
And the other thing is that when Macklin made his run in and beat on him, then the Rascals came back and joined in. I could see that it might be cool. It's like if they formed a little faction that says we're going to fuck you up every single time you're in the ring. We're going to attack you all the time because we don't want some superstar coming in here and stomping all over our ring. We've been here, you haven't. I could see that might be have legs if you have a faction that forms specifically to do that.
Yeah, like gatekeepers or something similar to
Yeah,
that. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. See, that's what you could even call them, is the gatekeepers.
Yeah, that wouldn't be so bad.
Yeah.
Backstage, Cody Deaner is with Khan.
Now is that Connor from the Ascension?
It is.
It looked like him.
The bigger boy.
Yeah.
It looks like he's gotten bigger.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a
What
weird
was this
promo.
segment?
It looked like he was. I'm guessing Diener made a faction of some sort, and Khan became part of it, and he wants to say, "Screw it, it's over with." And Khan's like, "Nope, nope, it's not." Like, okay.
Which which made no sense.
If you don't, it seems like they're the only two guys in it.
And then later in the show, so that didn't make a lot of sense. But okay, anyway.
If there's two guys in the factions and one says it's over with, you're kind of by yourself. Can't have a faction by yourself.
But remember, you can make people do stuff. John Laurinaitis was forced into those three ways. Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can get a faction together, whether people like it or not. You know what I mean?
Gun to my head. Like I said, how did he make you? By threat of your job? Come on, man.
The Decay defeated Mila Moore, Savannah Thorne. This didn't last long.
No. The only it was through basic squash jobber match, but the cool part was something else they could build on is the one that isn't Savannah, the one that isn't the blonde, short armed her tag team partner. Nope, I'm not getting in the ring with them. Just walked away. It's like, make something out of that between the two of them. Do they still have Implosion? It's on on the internet only or something. It's like, use that, you know.
They brought that back, Explosion. I think it's still it's something. I think you have to have TNA Plus, which I assume you do.
That doesn't happen. I've never seen that happen very often. That you should use that as a story jumping off point for those two at least to build one of them.
MK Ultra backstage watching the match. Some sort of
do the set up for Threat versus Masha.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Oh my God. This segment I didn't like at all. Alan Angels and the sound check. Like I said, you got to go one way or the other. You got to really try to make it funny or make it really campy or make it. It was just little bits and pieces of everything. It just didn't work, in my opinion. And he didn't seem like real supernatural doing it. It wasn't terrible. But with these guys sitting next to each other, one of them should have put on a hat because this just looks like a cancer treatment club or something. Hey, and I'm bald too, but I don't hang out with other bald people because of this. You know what I mean? So
look like a half a rack of eggs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just, I don't know what the point is. He's trying to sound like a suck up, but then he's trying to needle him about something. Which are you, adversarial, or are you trying to build the guy up and make him a winning guest on your supposed talk show?
Alexander said he didn't know what he was talking about, and I agreed.
If you're going to piss him off, you better attack him afterwards.
All he said was, what did he say? You're not being a good example or something? It wasn't, it was very odd.
Something about not giving somebody a chance that should have, which, does that imply him or does it imply someone else he's talking about? They weren't really clear.
Awesome.
Yeah. Nah.
Brian Myers defeated Kevin Knight. Thoughts?
For what it was a fine match. Kevin Knight's a pretty decent high flyer. Takes some of the usual chances, but he's good at it.
He's very bouncy. I think he's got a future if they don't like make him job nonstop and kind of
right.
Give him. I think he can be good.
Well, they got him with Kushida too, so they could. I don't know what. Again, they're basically letting the X division wallow for 3 shows now,
Yeah.
and that was their bread and butter. They even said that in this show somewhere. It's like this was the reason they're known as the X division. And yep, once again, no purely X division matches to wow the crowd.
Brian Myers, a little bit confusing because you see the guy, you know, in his tuxedo eating at Dave and Buster's, but then you see him, you know, with skulls all over the screen, and it's like, yeah, you know, and it's not a whole lot of sense. Like, is he a suit and tie type of guy, or can he get nasty if it matters? I don't know. That whole group is kind of weird.
Yeah, it's like a faction because we need an X kind of a faction.
Very thrown together. Very looks forced. It doesn't. You know, it's corny. Moose is fine in the role, but I think the other three, it's just like you should make them like suck ups or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like they should be feeding Moose the Dave and Buster's or something. Like they don't look like, I don't know. It doesn't look good to me. But anyway, they set up Knight and Kushida versus Edwards and Myers. I believe that's where they're going. Chris Sabin talking about Mustafa Ali.
Mm-hmm.
And then they go to, well, a little vignette of it, which is all fine. It looked fine. Mustafa Ali, he's coming off pretty good. Well, we'll see what happens.
They come off like a political ad.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah. Then two guys came up. Who were they?
I can't remember their names. I saw them last week, but like I said, all these guys were like stamped out of a fucking like a cookie cutter. Just okay, you two are a tag team, and they basically said, "Oh yeah, if you're the champion, sure, he's going to beat you." It's like,
isn't that crazy?
To me, that would be Later, you would get waylaid with a pipe.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
You come and diss me on TV, and I'm the champion. Guess what? I'm going to plow you.
Anyway, it was John Schuyler's one of them. He's kind of the tinier one. He's setting up a Sabin match, and he hopes that Ali will be watching. Why Ali, who's, you know, looks dapper and, you know, wants to get into politics, would have anything to do with these guys is a little weird. But, I mean, I don't know. Maybe they got something.
Yeah.
Something going on. And then this was bad, too. Kazarian comes out, and he says, everyone, even you, because you were a part of everyone, we're wondering why he turned on Eric Young. Is that what you were thinking? Have you been able to sleep?
Yeah.
He said he came back to TNA to save it. I mean, this isn't a Kazarian type thing to me.
No.
You're a veteran. You're just a grizzled vet, you know, not tag team, but what do you mean, dude? Who cared? Did anyone care that he turned on this guy after teaming with him for a very short period of time?
No, nobody cares. It's if he truly goes the way of his promo and becomes a heel based on you know what? Being a nice guy didn't do it. I was here and I did the job and all that stuff, and it never got me anywhere. Now I'm going to be a dick, and I'm not going to give anybody any slack, blah, blah, blah. I say go with that.
Well, he's not going to be overlooked anymore, all right?
You know, flipping back and forth, you know. See where it gets him. Make a story out of it at least.
Yeah.
Because that's the reason everybody, that's a common reason for turning on someone. Play it out. Play out the details. That might make it interesting, but if you're just going to make him, I'm a bad guy now, duh.
Everyone's asking me about the details.
Yeah.
Scott D'Amore didn't tell me. The System. They were celebrating backstage. I think they're on their way to Dave and Buster's at this point. Alex Shelley broke into their little, you know, they're talking because they came out of some fucking random area. And there's going to be a rematch, brother. Hype video for Ash by Elegance.
Yeah.
Whoa, what do you mean?
It tells me nothing about her. Nothing. She's a spokesmodel in a commercial. That's all that tells you.
She's a high-end lady.
Yeah. Who can wrestle? But we don't see that either.
Diener's coming down to wrestle. And then here we go. This the man of the hour right here. It's PCO, baby. And they had to, it seemed like they had to electrify him a little bit more this time.
his lithium's wearing out on his battery.
Diener gets squashed here.
Yeah. Well, that's part of PCO's gimmick. He's like 911 or Braun Strowman or whatever. If he comes out, you're getting destroyed.
Nah. After the match, hit him with the moonsault. It wasn't too bad for.
No. It's impressive when a big guy can do that.
Especially for a freshly resurrected old guy.
Without breaking his head.
Khan runs down. Now, explain this to me. What the hell happened here?
I think the reaction of Khan is from when Diener came out and said that, when the faction is dead himself. He basically said when it's dead, you can't bring it back. And that signals PCO.
So did he break this dude's neck, or what is Diener? Did Diener not sign an extension or something?
He rolled out of the ring because he wasn't in the ring.
Okay.
Seconds after that happened.
Then did you see the claw go from the temple to the mouth to the temple? It's just all over the guy's face.
Just, like an alien sucker thing.
Yeah. Is that what it was? Like taking the breath out? Is that?
I guess he was suffocating him by pressing down his nose and his mouth.
Yeah. So if this
pass out.
If this sets up Con PCO, what's your excitement level? 0 to 1.
Ugh. There better be lots of blood.
Just like all you mean all of it?
Somebody better need a transfusion after the match.
Didn't get much. Well, go for it.
The thing I don't get is this is a holdover from when Russo was booking for them that won't go away. And Diener's in there cutting his promo. His promo somehow forces them to bring out PCO. And then PCO gets in the ring, and all of a sudden, TNA management said, this is an actual match. They've made this match. Why? What possible reason could you have for this? Why does it tell me why this makes any sense for this to happen and for you to suddenly make it a match. It would have made more sense to not have PCO, have Khan come down there, do his shit, and make it a match. PCO is just like, do they have that guy on a guaranteed contract and they have to use him? They want to get the use out of him for their money, or what's going on there? Because I can't see any other reason why you would even do that.
I think you're in the Scott D'Amore experience at this point.
Like I said, I think the hot shot angles and just make it a match real quick. Why? What is it? What did it buy? What I mean, came in and attacked, what's his name, Diener, and he was never a factor in the match. Diener was never a factor. They're just stupid. It made no sense to do that. Why they even had to interject that.
Well, you know what else is stupid? Top dollar AJ Francis in the back.
Yeah.
Talking to Rich Swann. Talking about Explosion, actually. They talked about Explosion.
Okay, yeah.
And the best part of this show is when he tried to get Rhino's attention and Rhino told him to fuck off.
Fuck off.
Best part of the show.
That cracked me up. I was like, yeah, Rhino's fucking done.
So, I mean, this wasn't bad, but I also don't know what it's setting up. I mean, did you?
Yeah, I mean, it's setting up for Rich Swann Rich Swann's either going to turn from the pressure eventually in some crucial moment, or it's going to come down between him and what's his name in a feud.
Yeah,
so he really doesn't want anything to do with him.
I mean, they mentioned Crazy Steve, but I don't know what the deal is there.
Yeah, just with the thing with Rhino last week, I think was what all that was about.
And then here's another thing. This massive WWE fluff piece about Jordan Grace. This actually kind of made me sick. You would think, like, Kevin Dunn or whoever took over for him made this, because this was insane to be on TNA here. This was talking about Jordan Grace being in the Royal Rumble, and they had hyped this earlier in the show, like, Jordan Grace in the Royal. So they talked to her, And we got to understand, she's the champion of your promotion, right? Top of the
Yep.
food chain.
She's the one that's getting the big press.
And all she can talk about is how nervous, how this has been her dream since she was 9 years old, how she can't wait to be in front of 50,000 people, instead of 5.
Yeah.
She
The same
had
old
her
Orlando crowd.
Yeah, she had her fucking parents drive what they say 15 hours to see this match cuz they don't want to see her TNA bullshit. But for the fucking Royal fucking Rumble, sure as hell they'll drive cuz this has been her dream. And this is the big leagues. And look at this stadium and oh my god. What in
They
the
have actual
fuck was
catering.
this? Yeah, what was this? Why did they show this shit? This doesn't make TNA look so fucking third rate. It's insane. Or did you not really have a problem with it? It just seemed like this could have been on YouTube or some shit. Like,
Yeah. Unless there's some deal where Anthem is looking to sell TNA, which I haven't heard about. This is the only reason I could think that hyping it this much. I mean, milking the publicity, that's one thing. But yeah, you say they point out the stuff that, yeah, look, we're a piece of shit compared to WWE. Look at how great this was.
I mean, did it not come off like that in a way? Like,
It
oh
did.
my God.
Maybe they're not thinking, maybe they're doing fanboying out and thinking the TNA guys are going to fanboy out too. But it's like, that's kind of a hometown crowd that's, they chant, "This is awesome." They chant, they're sold on TNA because it's there every week for them. They're sold on TNA because it's local. It's something they can count. It's something they can see all the time. I don't see, they may like WWE, but they're going to go for their local guys.
I didn't like it. I mean, it's always cool to see, behind the scenes stuff, but you couldn't have said, like, yeah, the champion and I'm coming to show these girls. It was nothing like that. It was very much, oh, I can't believe our champion just got to be a fly on the wall, just a, I didn't like it. Whatever.
Yeah, I barely remember it because did they show her eliminating anybody?
Hell no, she didn't eliminate
Because that could have
anybody.
been a piece too, where you eliminated this person or that person. I don't know. I don't know. I can see them wanting to milk it for the cross promotional. It gives them a little attention they normally really wouldn't get. But yeah, the way they presented it didn't do them any good.
Yeah. Masha Slamovich defeats Jody Threat. You got thoughts?
Yeah, it was not. It was enough not to really make any notes about it.
What? I don't know. Sex appeal is really high in these matches, aren't they? Though.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, the system was shown again backstage. This is the third time we're seeing these guys. Again, this isn't NWO type shit, guys. It isn't good shit. Period.
Yeah.
Don't need it 3 or 4 times a show.
It's not even vanilla. It's kind of flavorless.
They beat up Kushida. Okay.
Yep.
Finally, we have, and this is best of 3 match, correct?
First best of 3.
We had the grizzled young vets who have already had more success here than I think they had in NXT, but defeating ABC of Chris Bay and Ace Austin. Good match. I mean,
yeah,
best thing on this show by far.
It's fine. I saw a botch or two where it's like, they're not like blatant ones, but there was one where one of the GYV guys was running through and he's supposed to just hit him with a drop toe hold, but the GYV guy stopped. And Austin Ace had to kind of twist himself around to catch him in the thing. He was set up to do it, but he had to adjust himself to where the guy stopped and then go through with the the drop toe hold. It's like, no, that's not how it's supposed to work.
This is
He's
very
run.
weird because when they were, because I think they still do. They still have the New Japan partnership, and that's why these guys are in Bullet Club. But it really makes no sense why they're in Bullet Club.
No, I was wondering from their logo that's they must have been associated with them, but
I mean, again, it's probably just TNA going, "Hey, my God, we're just lucky that New Japan even knows who the hell we are. This is great.
yeah,
We're just we're a skid mark on pro wrestling. It's just awesome. I don't know, but yeah, 2 out of 3, it'll be fine.
yeah.
They
At least it
probably
builds a little
know
tension.
these are their 2 best teams, and you might as well,
Like I
strike
said,
while you can.
it builds a little tension being a best out of three match. You can throw a little mystery in there, and they're going to win this first one, and then they'll win the second one, and then the third's the rubber match because it makes no sense otherwise.
Yeah, and so grizzled young vets, they get the first one. Who's your wrestler of the week? Because for me, it has to be PCO.
Yeah, like I told you, you automatically get an extra star if you don't have PCO on the show. So,
Could have had a 2-star show, guys.
I guess I think Kevin Knight was the one who looked best to me, at least. You know,
Way different than when they had Chris Bay just beat him randomly.
yeah.
You know. So what would you say? So you're Josh Alexander and Will Ospreay. Was that 2 weeks ago or is that 3 weeks ago now? Either way,
I think that was the first. That was the first show. I
and
think
this
so.
was
A
the
couple weeks
third.
ago.
Okay, a couple weeks
Yeah.
ago. How drastically different is it already, in your opinion?
Oh yeah. It's just no. It's like you had a hot moment and then it's pretty much cooled down. It's not. It's not a horrible show, but it's not really good either.